everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Confused as You Are. I am Ella. I'm here with my co-host,
Matt.
And we are joined by a boys' house today. Do you guys have a name for your house?
You should.
The Big House of Boys.
What's the group chat called?
I mean,
KenDen?
it's the KenDen.
Our landlord's name is Ken, and so I think
Actually,
You're the KenDen.
we're the
Yeah.
KenDen.
KenDen. I like that.
You guys want to just go around and say your names?
Yeah,
Say your names, where you're from, fun fact. We learned a couple fun facts already, but let's hear some more.
Yeah, for sure. This is Tyler. I'm from the Caribbean. Fun fact about me, I like hunting iguanas. Pass it on.
Oh, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm Peyton Woodruff. I'm from Calgary. A fun fact. I play basketball. I played basketball. Not my prime anymore.
You play basketball.
I dabble, I guess. He's in his twilight
Keep
years.
this fact check.
I'll tell my
Yeah.
kids I played, but I won't tell them that.
Are you on scholarship for basketball?
I was last year when I was at Concordia, but
Sore subject. Let's move on.
I took my talents to the men's league. Right now,
Yeah.
some 50-year-olds need to be
Church
hooped
ball.
on.
Amen. Yeah, this is Kirai Capsis. I'm from Calgary as well. Starting first year university. I used to play basketball. I'm on the same men's league as Peyton as well. But yeah.
Cool. I'm Josh Libert. I'm from McGrath, Alberta, Canada, and I play the guitar for Park Allen.
Very cool. And the banjo.
And I play
apparently.
the banjo, but not for Park Allen.
It's just that one's just for you.
It's VIP. Okay. Well, I love how much basketball has already been a theme of this podcast. We were talking about this earlier. I remember having a conversation with one of my guy friends, and he said that every time he passes a guy in the street, he'll kind of like size him up based on whether or not he thinks he could take him in basketball. Truth or myth for most guys?
Do you guys have that? Do you guys have like the?
Do you have it, Matt?
Well, it depends if it's like nighttime. Because I don't do basketball. I do like combat sports.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's more like, can I pound this guy?
It's like if you
It's
feel
more
a
of
little
like-
bit threatened.
Yeah, it's like, is this homeless guy on Fent like gonna be a problem? It's mostly him.
I feel like
We
it's
live
never
like right off White Ave, so it's
Oh
like
no, yeah. I feel like with that, it's never like I don't see randoms and be like, oh, I put that guy. It's more like the guys that are kind of walking funny with their basketball walk, and it's like, man, this guy thinks he's
Yeah.
nice. So
Once
I-
you're close to the court.
once you're close to a court, you're like, oh,
when you're in the mindset.
this
for
guy
it,
thinks he's
right?
nice, I might have to, shut him down.
Right.
So you guys pick up on that. You pick up on like the male swagger. Is that a turn off?
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, swagger.
I wouldn't use the word turn off.
I mean, I would. Girls notice it, so I'm just wondering how
So the guy
guys-
swagger's not it, or is
Not
that
if you're
good?
too
Girls
cocky.
don't like man swagger.
No, we
Not like
actually
the
just want you to
basketball,
just no confidence.
Well,
Well, we
Guys,
have a sample
yeah.
size of one girl here.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
speak
just-
for every single
Yeah.
one
Maybe
of us.
just girl doesn't like.
I wanna make this
Okay.
perfectly clear. We speak for all people
Yes,
everywhere.
every single one of you
Yeah.
listening. You too, Mandy and Heather. Shout out our moms.
Shout out to our moms. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. We kind of wanted to talk about like kind of how men perceive themselves today and kind of confidence.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're jumping.
Buckle in, boys.
We're jumping in
I'm ready
right
to cry.
now.
That'd be good.
I am ready to unload some deep trauma I didn't know I had.
Perfect.
Right.
We are so excited for Josh's
Yeah.
drama. Okay.
Stay tuned for Josh's trauma.
So question for the group. When is, and this might be stereotypical, I remember seeing on Instagram one time that like
Perfect place for
perfect
information.
place.
Yeah, but
When I was doing my market research for this episode, apparently guys don't get a lot of compliments. Is something that I've heard. Do you guys remember the last time that you were complimented by someone other than your mother?
You're tough.
Singer.
That's always the problem. It's always like, you look so good playing with like my grandma. My
Yeah.
thanks, grandma.
yeah, I know.
That's true. It is the family that always gives the compliments. Not necessarily your mom, just like family
Yeah.
members. But like friends, I've been thinking about it. Like you said at the start, you asked us this question. I can't think of a moment like
Wow.
when I've got like I know I have been, but just like I can't.
Nothing
think of
comes to
one.
mind.
Nothing that stuck with me at least.
Mhm.
I think you gotta like I don't know. There's kind of like surface level compliments, like "Oh, dude, you look good," or "Nice fit, man,"
Mhm.
or like the appearance stuff. You get a lot of that from guys, or goes like we talked about before, the other side, where it's like, "Man, you look so hot," and it's like, "Wow," thanks, man. And you're getting, you're on that kind of that kind of the lens, and it's just kind of joking around. But it's kind of, I feel like those deep compliments about like the personality or the kind of friend, you just kind of keep it inside because it's almost as if the other guy knows it, right? And you kind of just. I'm like, oh, Josh knows.
Like you stick around people because they have those qualities, and like I feel like guys, we're not just like constantly validating those qualities verbally, but I feel like we do it by just hanging out.
Almost like by being associated with them is kind of your way of being like, hey, like you're actually like a good person, like you're chill.
I think in a way, and I mean, obviously, there's value in like saying it. But we just don't do that.
Well, that's
we
true,
just don't
that's
do
true.
that.
It's kind of like, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I'd be scared to say it, man. Because I don't want it to like be like misleading.
Wait, unpack.
No.
How would saying that
No,
someone's a good
'cause,
person
like-
means like
Because like I know that as a man, like it's only so far you could take a compliment to give another man. Like
How far can
and like for anybody
Find out.
for anybody who listening to the podcast right now and familiar with the Jamaican culture, to compliment another man is a big no. So so for me personally, I don't know, I'd be kind of scared. Yeah, you have it. Mm-hmm.
For the record, I served my mission in the Caribbean, so I can testify to what he said. That what he said is true.
Matt is part of that, people.
But maybe this isn't where you wanted to go with it, Ella, but
Take it away.
it's interesting that because I do feel like guy brain, there is a little bit of like a hive mind where it's like, well, we don't need obviously there's value in saying, and there's been times where I'm sure that we've said it in times where it like counts, but we don't really need to because it's like we're just hanging out, like that is the reward of like having that, so you don't really need to say it because like that's not what makes you feel good. What makes you feel like it's worth it is like being around each other. How do you?
I was gonna interject. I feel like it is worth saying though, but we just like there's like the stigma. I feel like.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh,
Maybe a
unpack
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we're not like we're not really meant to be that open. Whereas like in general, I feel like girls feel that they can be.
Huh.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I was gonna say, like, as a girl, and speaking for every girl everywhere, all 4 billion of us.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of like where I get, and this probably isn't healthy, but a lot of like the ways I perceive myself and where I get my confidence from are based on like comments that other people have made about who I am, my character. Like I almost need that, and I talk to a lot of girls who feel this way.
Yeah.
But it's like if it's not vocalized, it's not true. Which it's toxic.
See, I think sorry.
No, you go ahead.
We got a couple hands.
Because I feel like there's a couple like so like I will compliment the homies in a way that's like if we're talking and they're going through something like it's like a reassuring compliment.
Yeah.
Right? It's like no bro, like I know you can figure it out. I know you got this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
That's a different setting than just like going up to your homie and just like dapping them and be like, dude, like you just have such a beautiful soul. I'm so glad I'm your friend. It's like it's like two different things. Like we do compliment in a way, like at least I do. Like
when it counts.
I'll give reassurance when they need it, but it's not necessarily just like this open like thing. If y'all
do you think
agree
there's
with that,
stigma around like needing that reassurance, like as a man?
I think, no. Well, like, oh no, I think maybe there is, but I feel like there definitely shouldn't be, and I don't feel like I can't. Like, I don't feel like I shouldn't reassure. I just feel like it's just, you don't see guys going around. I'm talking about like just like that random compliment that's like super genuine, right?
Yeah.
It's more so like in like a different setting than.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let me, because I kind of want to dig into that a little bit.
Okay.
Have you guys all served missions? And maybe
Not me.
Oh yeah, no worries. Did you guys kind of have like a culture on your mission where you got maybe a lot more compliments that you've gotten since you've been back? Like, because I don't know. I'm gonna speak for me so that this maybe makes sense. Like in my mission, it was like every time we saw our APs, they're like, "Elder so and so, like I love that you do this," and like we would always like all the time we're just like, "All right, love you, Elder." Like it was just like common, and I don't know why this happened, but like my specific apartment, like we kind of have kept up that a little bit. We kind of all serve different missions. And like every night before we go to bed, this is kind of exposing our apartment.
I'm really scared about what
we
you're
say,
saying.
like we just say like, all right, love you, like good night, and
Yeah, we don't do that.
When's the last time
No,
you guys
we
said
don't
that
do
you
that in
love
our
each
apartment.
other?
Well, we
like-
did that a lot when Carter was here.
I always do that when getting off the
Maybe
phone
it's
with
me.
somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, hey, love you, buddy, because it's just what we did during
Yeah.
the mission. So I feel like, yeah, I always say, like, I love you. And it's just kind of like, love you, buddy, or love, love. That was our thing. In the mission, we just say, hey, love, love.
Yeah.
And then we'd
That's cute.
Get out
Yeah.
of
For us,
it.
it was always love you, bye, and then yeah, I think.
so. But I guess
Yeah.
so, sorry. This is the real question I'm trying to ask.
It's like enough
Is
of
that
that.
is that like no.
enough love.
Is that like you talk about that stigma? Is that something that we're kind of creating ourselves because it didn't exist on the mission? Is what I'm trying to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I like because on the mission, I feel like it was way more natural to just like you meet somebody for the first time and you give them a hug, right? Like a new elder or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's up? So nice to meet you. And that like at first it's weird. It's like I remember the first couple of days on my mission being like
Oh,
I've
yeah, dude.
hugged
Yeah, super
more
weird.
people in these last 2 days than I have like in my entire life, right? And then all of a sudden it's like just natural. And then you come home from the mission and it's weird because everybody's just like, so
Yeah.
you know?
No, sure. On the mission, I feel like on the mission, you always hug people. And then when I got home, I had to like stop myself from
Yeah.
always dapping people up and giving them a hug because they wouldn't go for that.
Which I
They
feel
just
like,
go, whoa.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like it should be that way. Like that's kind of like the stigma.
totally.
It's not like
Mm.
stigma, but it's just like the
Just don't do
Well,
it.
yeah.
You
Why
just
is
don't do it.
why does that happen? Like,
Yeah.
why did we stop doing that?
Well, should it happen? Like, do you feel like there was like a greater? Well, maybe that's an obvious question. But, like, what was the benefit of kind of having like that more open dialogue with people, as compared to maybe now it's a little bit more stigmatized?
I think it was also just purpose on the mission. Like it's
Yeah.
always it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
success was just about bringing others to Christ.
Yeah,
and
'cause
Christ
you're all-
was
You're all
just
unified,
yeah,
right?
just all happy, right? Like man, I love you, give you a hug, and then boom, I go out and talk about Jesus for the next 10 hours, right? So I
Yeah.
think it's just different when you come home after school, you're like, yeah, it was a good test. So
Yeah.
buddy,
Yeah.
you go
I
downstairs
love you so
now.
much, man. Your soul is beautiful.
Yeah, and I just think it's the mindset of you're always doing the Lord's work at that time.
Uh-huh.
So it's the fruits of the Spirit. Honestly, it's like you're always doing the work. You're
Uh-huh.
always happy. You're just always ready to give people hugs because that's what the Savior would do. Because that's what
Yeah.
you're trying to be like during the
And
mission.
then when you come back, it's like you kind of have to turn inward a little bit, and you have to be so much more intentional about those things that
Exactly.
I think that's how maybe the stigma is created, is that people just don't keep it up. You know?
Interesting. That's cool. Because yeah, just as a woman, like it's just so natural. Like it's interesting to think about that and outside of it.
I also have like a question. I feel like for guys, we don't necessarily do like you were talking about for the girls where they're always complimenting each other. But I also think guys, I don't want to speak for everybody, but when there's a problem, you talk about it, and then you talk about it, and then it's over. And
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh
when
my
it's
gosh.
when it's good things, girls
That's
do that to
true.
each other, and when it's bad things, they just have
They just have grudges
drama,
for like
right?
4 years.
grudges. And then with the guys, you don't do that. When there's a problem, you talk about it. And then most of the time it's like, okay, we get each other, we're cool. But I feel like, on the opposite side, it's the girls, they're always ready to compliment each other. And then because there's always compliments, they never want to mention the bad stuff. So then there's grudges
Oh.
forever, right? But with the
They
boys,
don't want to get into it, dude. but,
exactly.
Like, okay, so this is what I'm living through right now.
You having
You
a girl
know-
problem?
Oh yeah, and it's like I just
I
don't
forgot.
understand. This whole week it's been like I've talked to, like, I'm going through some stuff. Like 2 other guys I know are going through the same thing where they're just like, why are you sitting in it?
They're just as
Why do you
confused
sit
as
in
we
the
are.
why do girls sit in like those hard feelings instead of just like getting through it
Yeah.
and then you can move on?
Because it happened, I feel like, I don't want to say that is part of the Filipino culture, but I served my mission in the Philippines, and our mission president was very clear on, I will never have 2 white companions together. So I had probably 12 companions, and all of them were Filipino, and they were always nice. Like I don't want to, but the Filipino culture is kind of like the girl culture, where you're always complimenting. Like I got so many compliments from my Filipino companions; they were the best. And then whenever there was like a small disagreement, it's like they just shut down. It's like they didn't even want to say anything about it, right? Yeah. And that frustrated me. I didn't get mad at them, but it was just like, just tell me what's wrong, because we could just fix it, right? Yeah. It's kind of like that nail in the head video where it goes with girls, where guys just want to fix it, and girls are like, no, I just listen to me. And it's like, it's just the nail in your head, So I think that's kind of the problem. Is like, I feel guys could compliment more. But it's also a strength at times, because we can talk about the bad.
Because then you just kind of more logically work through it.
Exactly, but then we don't have what you girls have together, which is just positive.
Which might be a good thing.
Like, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think you can be kind of more affectionate with the homies and still just strike that balance. Like, I don't think that girls necessarily they compliment too much, therefore they don't talk about that.
It's true. I feel like
I've been talking for the girls this whole time, but now I'll just talk for me, because I feel like I actually this is just that you guys have pushed me to this point, because I feel like I don't harbor grudges. I just never have, because I don't get it. But also I feel like I do compliment a lot. I think that the reason though, why, having been in many situations with many girls, not to be like I'm not like other girls, I am exactly like every other girl I've ever met. Let me tell you. But I do think that there is, while it's not mutually exclusive, I do think there's a trade-off for, if you get to know and you love someone super deeply, it does hurt more when things happen. And so it's kind of you're going to get in deep with this, but then because of that, so it's kind of like that. So my fatal flaw is I don't get super deep with girls, because then I just don't deal with that. So while I don't think it's exclusive, I do think that, I don't know, I also think that girls, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that females are just kind of more emotional, and they are kind of more catered to that.
Whoa.
That's there's no way. But I think that's good, because that's the difference between men and women. I think that that is a God-given talent and trait and skill.
Well, I also think that it's important, because this is this segment's all about guy brain, how guys think, so girls can
get off of my back, guys.
So girls can understand. No, but it's good, because it's you can't talk about one without the other, But the whole, I think that girls just need to understand that guys, it's not even that we forgive easier, it's just that we don't want to live in the bad. I've said this before, but it's girls speak French, which is a complicated language. It has all these weird, this is formal, this is informal. And then guys are cave painting, It's that's dog. And they're the dog is skinny and malnourished and what, and it's no, it's a dog. It represents
it's
dog.
literally the line. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
And guy brain I will never understand that,
because it's just well, this problem that we have, whether it's dating or friendships or whatever, it's we don't have to have that. That's not something that we need to have right now. So what do we got to do to get out of it? Where I think, at least in my experience, I feel like girls tend to want to have a reason to move on from something, if that makes sense. They need their feelings to be validated and real, which is good. But it's for guys, I think, especially the guys that I've been talking to, they're just I don't know what to even say. And anyway, I could talk more about that. I'm not going to.
Do y'all feel like you speak in cave painting, as Matt so eloquently put it?
Yeah. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but
I don't I feel like I'm I overthink things more than I think of things in cave caveman language. I feel like I get pretty neurotic about it. I feel like I think about, I don't know, different, it's very vague, but I think about the different reasons why things happen. I think about feelings and what they must be going through and what I must be going through and blah blah blah. I feel like maybe maybe we do oversimplify things more often than girls, but I don't necessarily feel like that's all the time. So I feel like things aren't simple a lot of the time. In my
It's
head,
true.
You know?
I feel like for me, like you said, you think through all these things. Like, there's nothing going on in guys' brains, but at the end result, kind of what I want, what I'm thinking through is how do I make this so it's not that deep, just so it doesn't affect anybody else, right? Because I feel like there's always, guys don't want to talk about their emotions because they don't want to affect other people on how they're perceived. So they think through, and sometimes guys overthink like crazy. But the end goal for overthinking is, all right, how can I affect the least amount of people and make this a cave painting? So when people look at it, they don't think it's anything other than just me being nonchalant or me saying it's not that deep.
Is that true? All of you guys? Really?
But I also
this is blowing my mind.
I do want to say, because I think that I definitely overthink things as well. I think that most guys honestly do. Like, and cave paintings can be complex. But have you guys ever been talking to a girl and you just get because it's like I think I'm pretty emotionally intelligent, pretty sure I'm not like telling her how she feels or like trying to like map out, like I'm not trying to be like Sherlock Holmes, and then just I get like sidelined by this like, well, what about this? And it's like, you're like from another dimension right now. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you're just like so like out of your depth, and you're like, I'm trying so hard to like keep up here, and you're like outpacing me by miles right now. Have you guys ever had an argument or something where that, maybe not argument, but like,
I feel like that's happened with my buddy back in Calgary. They're just with the games in terms of that's what I hate. Like, I wish I could go back to the days where they just wrote letters and you only had time to write one letter to one person.
I've been saying this for
right?
years.
Because that's the thing is, like,
Can we stop texting each other?
It's just all the games all the time. Yeah. They do, somebody does something and it's like, all right, they're all in, and then the Snapchat something or other, they do like a shoulder pick, and it's like, I have no idea what's going on. It's like it's trying to tell a story through pictures. There's none of that. A picture tells 1,000 words crap. No. It's like you don't understand what is happening. And I think that's the unfortunate thing is everybody is just no longer being straightforward because they have opportunity to push it aside because of technology. Right?
That's
we're on a lot of ways here. I feel like there's a lot to talk about.
That's a lot to unpack, but it is so true because I feel like that's a big part of the reason why. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think a big part of the reason why like communication between men and women is so cooked right now is social media and technology and whatnot. Like I even think back to like when I was 16 and first started dating, like I literally had a rule. I was like, if a boy doesn't call me on the phone, like I won't go out with him because that's crazy, which is insane. Looking back on it.
Do you stand by that?
Yes.
No. I stand by this. I don't think you should ever date a man who asks for your snap. I think you should ask for your number.
Oh, absolutely.
Ask for your number.
Hey,
or ask your person. All right.
Can we all just delete Snap collectively? I've never had it. I just delete it regardless.
Snap. I think we got to do like a social media fast as a steak for like a month, and then.
Amen.
Well, I need my Insta highlights. I need my NFL stuff.
Okay,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Speaking of, Peyton hit 1 million followers on.
Yeah.
What was it again?
There's one video on TikTok in grade 10.
Wow.
So I just plugged that real quick.
So clearly we have an expert on the podcast.
What's it called?
NBA Greatest Moments.
NBA Greatest
Tyler,
Moments.
I can tell you're thinking some thoughts.
Oh yeah, man, I'm thinking a lot. It's just like as you mentioned, social media and just like on the impact it has. It just has me thinking, recently and just like been talking to this girl, and
the tea.
And I know like, and things are a bit rocky, but I think one of the greatest things that I appreciate about her is the fact that when we started talking, she didn't have Instagram, she don't have Snapchat, she don't even have Facebook. She's barely on her phone like at all. Like
so
nice.
hot.
Josh is just drooling.
Like literally, like the only reason why she even downloaded Instagram is because one of her friends like just convinced her, and she don't even use it. She doesn't use TikTok. She doesn't use anything like that.
Low screen time,
and she prefers to like go outside and like hike and go for a run. Yeah. And like I think what I realize is that with being in a relationship with her, I no longer find myself starting to, come to the standards of what other girls be wanting from what they see on social media. But instead, she's just putting what she wants for herself. So, like sometimes like on social media, there's like a bunch of like celebrities and stuff like saying what they want in a man. I know it gets spread across the entire world, but now I have this girl here who is living in her truth and just accepting what accommodations she have in place and what she wants for herself, and not what social media is telling her.
Just like authentically herself.
Yep, and that made it so easier to understand her, to give her what she wants, because it's just smooth sailing for me. It felt like a more of a genuine connection than me trying to please what you see off of social media
and live up to the standards that she made, because that's like a huge epidemic with women right now. Like I recently deleted my Instagram because like the comparison and everything, like it does affect so much of the way that you view in like every single girl that I talk to, like 100%. And it also gives you like those like unrealistic expectations of relationships and whatnot. So I love that for you. Are you dating her? Are you in?
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's enough.
All right.
Okay. Wrap that up.
Well, if we're being honest, like I did say in the beginning, things are a little rocky right now, but I just wanted to shed light.
Everyone pray for Tyler.
Thank you.
Pray.
If you are listening to this, wherever you are right now, when you hear this,
Tyler thinks you're attractive.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah,
So turning it back on you guys, how much does like social media and whatnot, like, do you feel like you also have that like? Okay.
No, sorry guys. Go ahead.
How much does social media like filter how you see yourselves and see the world?
I don't know. Maybe I can say something because I have actually never had an Instagram account. Like somebody made a fake.
Ever.
And he's single.
And I'm single, so there you go.
His name's Kirai, like the bread.
Kirai, like the bread, Ki and Rai. Anyways, but yeah, I can speak to that a little bit because I feel like one of the most attractive things is exactly what Tyler was saying. Like somebody that has, maybe it's just because we were watching Ready Player One last night, because it's like reality versus like the fake artificial version of like avatars, and like he ends up meeting this one girl and she's like a man or something like that, and like I think it's I think that actually applies. Yeah, it actually applies to like real life. Like people actually have like fake avatars that they present on social media.
Yeah.
And the real version is always more attractive. So,
yeah.
So you guys, we can have 5 guys testament to that. But like authentic.
That's just my opinion. I don't know if anyone else.
Yeah, someone's like, no, those beauty filters, man. Put them on.
It's just like, I don't know. I don't like the hive mind social media girl. You know what I mean?
You're not about that clean girl aesthetic.
Well, it's just like that's not real.
Amen.
Like that's like people are just presenting that. Like that's not who you really are. Like there's a difference between like the girl that you're seeing and the girl when it's like 3 a.m. and you're driving in the car and she like says something crazy and you're like, dang, I'm getting to know this person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Riz.
Yeah. Not me.
He's like, I'm in bed by 9.
9:45.
8:30 on weekdays.
Amen. Anyone else have thoughts on that?
Like, repeat the question.
I can't remember. Something about social media.
Yeah, like social media. I feel like as far as like, it doesn't really affect my self-esteem. I feel like, but it does affect like my time, and I feel like I hate it for that. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like I enjoy it only because everybody I know is on it, and if everybody just deleted it, it would be so easy.
It's like if people stopped going to BYU and stayed in Alberta.
Amen.
We all get off social media. Just like that.
Yeah.
I like
right.
it.
Like it's
off social media and into the doorstep or whatever we said last time.
Yeah.
It's just annoying because we don't need it, but we have it because we have it, and that's it.
And you kind of need it too.
And like, yeah, there's some things.
That's the dilemma I'm having right now. Actually, should I download it?
Because, don't even start.
Because it can help you have it can help you. I mean, if you think of the Ready Player One example, they met on social media and then it became a real relationship. And so in some ways, it's like if you play social media right, it can actually help.
It can be a tool.
If you don't misrepresent
you think about the
yourself.
Mission and you're like, how useful that was. Oh, I like that. Keep on going though.
No, like if you don't misrepresent yourself on social media, then it's like a force to help you be more socially engaged in a physical sense, not a digital sense. But like if you if you're like
Facts.
too if you take it too far, then it just ends up destroying the physical relationship and increasing the digital one. So,
Moderation.
And that's also, I love that, like, that's sort of the intention that you have to have, is like, this needs to enhance my life, not my digital persona, you know? I just want to talk about, like, last night I was with a friend and I did like a scroll through his like Instagram feed.
Did you do
And
an
it's
advice
all
on it?
it's all like AI slop. And it was like the craziest thing that I've ever seen.
Oh,
Where it's
man.
like it can just be such a pit like online.
Yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to guys and social media, it's just something I felt I had to bring up.
Yeah, the reels that I've seen on your guys' feeds and that you send to each other actually
it's kind of
freak me out. Not because they're weird, just because I'm like, I'll never understand men. I will never get it. And I don't want to.
We'll have to get into sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like for me, it's social media really gives me an opportunity to get an idea of new goals. But the problem is that the very social media I get those goals from hinders me from accomplishing it. Because, for example, like in terms of running, you know, you even say running and your phone's nearby. For some reason, your algorithm just blows up everything about running, how you can improve, things you can do, trails you can run, and it's perfect. And then you get the slop and the AI stuff and the highlights, and it just wastes your time you could use to accomplish those goals, right? You go, it shows you how to do a certain amount of time on a certain run, and you have all that time right after you watch that video, and then you don't do it.
Yeah, short form content.
Exactly.
Turns into like long form content.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It gives you enough to make you feel like you're being productive with it, but then you realize you've been spending 2 hours on it instead of just like going on a 30-minute run, and that'd be way better for you.
No, it's a generation's crack. It's terrifying.
I feel like that's me. Every time on Instagram and a David Goggins reel comes up, I was on a run with Pete the other day, and all that in my head is just like, who gonna carry the boats and the logs? But in my mind, I was just like, like one David Goggins reel, as you said, turns into me like there for like 30, 40 minutes, just like listening to him over and over. But then, like with social media, it's like you also got to be so careful as well because, on one side, you have this guy who's like super motivating, like telling you like go run, get up, go do something. But then on the other side, man, you have some foul language that's getting put into your brain like all day, every day. And like I didn't even like, like hey, no shade to David Goggins, man. I'm a big fan, but at the same time, it's like what I realized is that like I would listen to him, on my way to work while I'm like at home, like in the kitchen now on my headphones listening to David Goggins. Like everything is David Goggins, where it started becoming my personality a bit. So I started like being more aggressive and like, being a little bit more harsh towards people.
That happens to me when I watch Survivor.
Yeah. Instead of going,
start making alliances.
Yeah, instead of going for that run, I'm crashing out on people, So like it's definitely, I don't know, social media really has its ups and downs for real.
Yeah, I feel the same.
So it's like, I don't know, you mentioned before how like girls can sometimes adopt those personalities. I think that like I guess guys do as well, clearly.
I feel like we must because like I don't know with my feed, I don't know what it's doing to me or like how I'm different because of it. But like I definitely noticed the same thing that Tyler was talking about. I started watching The Bear on Disney Plus, and it's just like a bunch of chefs. And it's like a dysfunctional family, and they're always just like screaming at each other, and like they're just like it's so broken, it's so like unhealthy, and they're just like from New York, so it's just like constant New York slang and like yelling at each other. And then I realized that like in my day-to-day life, after like while I was watching the show, I realized I was getting more like snappy, and I wanted to like embody that like.
Oh, that's
just
why
like
you
that
yelled
New
at me
York...
in the New York accent earlier.
Probably no. This was
that's why you were cussing me up earlier.
No, this was a while. But I realized I'm like, okay, like good show, but like holy crap, I feel like I am. Like
take on
I'm taking
the bear.
It's like I'm becoming the bear. Like I'm feeling that. And it's like okay, so that's like a very like kind of like aha moment. Wow, like I'm feeling more like snarky and like this way because the show is like all just them yelling at each other and just drama. And so it's like like what are the subtle ways in which like the things that I'm scrolling, the things that I'm reading, what are they actually doing, because I think it's more subtle than a bunch of people with New York accents yelling at each other.
Yeah.
But like it happens. Yeah,
It's true. I feel like that's where even like you look at like there's a lot more Christian content, like mainstream Christian content, and I feel like a lot of what I see with that is obviously there's a lot of stigma of you don't need to be a man anymore. It's kind of all equal and stuff like that. You don't need to be like the man. You can just be who you want to be. And then you have kind of the mainstream Christian ideology where no, you have to be the man because that's what God wants you to be. So you want to be the man, but then you have this, David Goggins or this where you're like, okay,
then you're the bear.
Yeah, you got to be the bear. You got to be David Goggins because that's what a man is. And it's really just that's not what a man is. It's not what God wants man to be. It's just what the mainstream media says a man is, and it's tough, right? Because they make him seem cool because that's what they can do with the media that we're watching.
Which is interesting that you say that because, like, I've said this before. Girls quote this all the time. Be like, usually we say hottest, but like, we should stop saying that. Like, the most attractive thing and the most like manly thing about men is their priesthood. Like when I see like a guy like exercising his priesthood power, that's like, oh, they're better than.
I gotta pass the sacrament more.
No, literally, like guys pass the sacrament 20 times more attractive. Let me tell you. No, when they're doing those baptisms for the dead.
Oh,
Holy.
really?
So I guess just with like, you guys are doing great. Just with the time we have left, I guess, and to kind of thank you, Peyton, for kind of bringing this back to Christ. How much do you feel like like the world is constantly jabbering like what a guy is, and like, the bear, and go have a New York accent or whatever they do. How much does like the knowledge that like you carry the priesthood and like that aspect of manhood, because that is a big part of the church, right? Like the church does put a lot of focus on that, as they should. How much does that knowledge and that knowledge of what a man is within the confines of the gospel of Jesus Christ influence how you act and how you perceive yourself?
I mean, I guess if no, I don't even want to say this, but I guess if girls find it more attractive, then
he's still on that.
I should be a little bit more than.
This is good podcast to be on.
Finally, some motivation.
I feel like it helps me overcome imposter syndrome.
Oh,
because I feel like if this happens in other aspects of life too, but I think especially when I was playing basketball at Concordia, I was first year, and there were like the whole starting line. It was like 4th and 5th years, and a whole bunch of good guys, and it really just felt like I should not be here. Like I would play Monday night basketball at the Stake Center and be a completely different player at practices, because you would have guys swearing at you and telling you that it wasn't necessarily a great team culture that we had over there. So it was like I shouldn't be here. Right. And that happens in other aspects of life too, where you did the work that you needed to get there. And then you get there and you feel like you start letting people down, and it doesn't go the way that you expected. And expectations on you feel like they're low, and you basically feel like you suck. Mm-hmm. But I feel like just knowing that the main focus of my life is the gospel, and that I have been given the ability to do certain things to serve others through the priesthood, that helps me overcome any imposter syndrome. Because any thought that I have of, oh, I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't this, even as a missionary, you think, what would I tell myself if I were a missionary? And it would just be based on how much Christ loves you, and his expectations of you is for you to be better, right? So I feel like, if I would go home after basketball practice, I would be like, man, that sucked. I sucked. It was always just, at the end of the day, if the gospel is true, what else matters? So I'll pick myself up. Yeah. I'm good with the priesthood. I am worthy to recommend holder, and I'm just going to move on the next day and play basketball again.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what, I'm just going to ball up.
Basketball.
Right? So I think that's kind of what helped me. Just any imposter syndrome I have ever had, I just look at what does God want for me, and just keep it on onwards and upwards.
Yeah, if Peyton Woodruff can feel imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Dang.
No, thank you. That was a really insightful answer. That was just, amen. I like that.
I'm going to get scriptural on this.
Okay. Well, I guess in the meantime, like, it's just sort of, like, I like that like, holding it and being in these offices is just, like, you are a tool to serve. Like, you get no benefit out of holding it for yourself. Like, or I guess you're a holder, not like a hoarder.
It's bars, right?
So you have to, like,
That's big.
so you have to, like, you have to get out there and
Boom.
and kind of get it done.
I like that. Thoughts from Tyler, or I have to keep on looking at my notes on how to say your name. Kirai Bread. While Josh is doctrinally researching.
I think for me, one of the biggest things, like, as a priesthood holder, especially also as being a convert, is that, it took me a while to like really develop the appreciation for the priesthood and like, the power that I hold. But, after some time and being able to like have the opportunity to like give priesthood blessings, it just really, like when you move from like one point in life and you move to a higher level, you kind of want to like leave your old ways behind. I think that was me after getting the priesthood. It's like a little my old ways, a lot of the ways that I used to act. I wanted to leave that behind because I was like, I don't want to be acting, disorderly or in an unprofessional manner, and then next day somebody is like, hey, can you give me a priesthood blessing, because now I don't feel worthy of giving that blessing. So that's how it changed my life. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I definitely still make mistakes daily, and I still do have things I need to change, but I just ask Heavenly Father for that forgiveness and just try to live to the standard of like what a priesthood holder should be. So like that's kind of how it like
Also
changes my
bars.
life.
Yeah, like just that
Meta.
motivation to be like Christ-like.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it's like it derives
Be
from
like
Christ.
him.
So it's like when you ask me like, how does holding the priesthood like affect my daily life? I feel like. I feel like
our water bottle.
like
Mike.
as far as like being a holder of the priesthood itself, like not much unless I'm like doing an ordinance or a blessing or something like that. But it's more so like I don't necessarily like it comes first and foremost from like, am I being a disciple of Christ right now? And obviously like the priesthood is that power, but like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's
like it's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
it's not like I'm not like deriving it from like I am a priesthood holder. It's like I'm the disciple of Christ, which anybody can say.
Yeah.
And like it's like it kind of reminded me of the scripture, Doctrine and Covenants 121:41. No power or influence can or ought to be maintained by virtue of the priesthood alone, only by persuasion, by long suffering, by gentleness, meekness, and by love and faith. So it's like you're not supposed to derive it from the priesthood. You're supposed to derive it like it's like I'm not good because I'm a holder of the priesthood. I'm good because I'm trying to be gentle, kind, long suffering, blah, blah, blah. And that's what makes a priesthood holder worthy of having a priesthood.
Which I guess that kind of makes me think about, and we'll wrap this up because this kind of goes full circle. Just like what we were talking about at the beginning, where it's like those terms like gentleness, meekness, like do we like associate that with manhood?
Oh,
like
we better. I feel
and
like
we should.
There's
like
some
we
circles
should,
that
right?
don't, but like they better, especially if they
like that's what we're literally called to do, and that's scripture, right? Is to exhibit that, and I don't know. Maybe that's like
it kind of goes like
the
what we were talking
culture we
about
gotta
earlier.
create, right?
Yeah.
Amen.
Any last thoughts from?
Yeah, I guess I could say some final words on that. In the same direction as what Josh was saying, though, like the power, like the priesthood goes beyond the ordinances that we do, and like if we limit it only to priesthood is passing the sacrament or priesthood, like she was saying, she finds it attractive when men exercise the priesthood, which is great, by the way. Coming back to that, this is sticking in my mind
for all women. Yeah.
Since that is the fundamental basis of all women.
I would bet money on that.
Yeah, like I think, and I hope that would extend beyond just seeing a guy passing the sacrament.
Oh, totally.
But like someone living worthily of the priesthood, I feel like that that would change the way somebody looks at a person.
Like making that intentional.
Yeah.
Being visible. Yeah.
We don't have enough time to go into that, but like that is so true. Like I've talked to a lot of girls on the same way. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, like when I've seen guys, when I've seen guys pass the sacrament who like, I know maybe not like they're not worthy, but like they're not living up to that DNC scripture. Like they've done things the night before, or whatever. It is different, and you are like what the heck? So I think it is less about the ordinance. Sorry guys, if you're just going to church on a fast sacrament, it's not like how you hold the bread container.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, it's really good at lining up in the back,
Yeah,
confused after. Woo!
Hand at the side or hand behind the back.
Every time. Yeah, write that down. But yeah, it is about how you live and yeah, being worthy. Amen. Wow, well, I don't think we could have got more righteous examples.
We got some.
on the
We
pod.
have some good guys.
We got some good guys here.
That was the 116 pages that was lost.
Wow,
Yeah. I actually am.
Big revelation.
I'm more confused on some things. I'm a little bit less confused on others, but you know what? It's the friends of
Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you guys back in a bit.
Oh, I would love to have you all
Let's
back.
follow up and we can get into some of this other stuff. But
Because I
thank
feel
you
like
guys
there's
so much.
so much. Yeah, thank you. We've been here with Tyler, with Peyton, with
Kira.
Kira.
Yeah, thank you.
And with Josh Liver. I'm Ella,
I'm Matt.
and this is
Confused as you are.